This is my second Storm Collectibles Ryu figure that I have. I'm not usually in the habit of going out and buying variants, but I preferred this over the first one, so I thought that I'd pick this one up, and then I ended up later on getting a third one, so I'll show that later. This is Hot Ryu from Street Fighter V, and you can see there's a lot of differences. He's not wearing his gi top. He's got his karate pants on, but he's shirtless, whereas here he has a shirt. I assume that the body is almost exactly the same. I mean, there are lots of differences. The gloves are different. He's got his arm wrapped up here. There's some scarring here. And although I really can't see his belly here, I could see that there's no scar there. So I guess this is him with fighting damage. I don't really know what the whole point of Hot Ryu is, uh, what part of his life that's supposed to be, but you could see he's got a beard. I assume he's a bit older. His hair, I like the hair there much better than the spiky hair. His face looks, let's see, do the eyes look the same? I think the eyes look pretty much the same. So they probably, I guess, just added a beard. One of the issues that I did have that I forgot to mention with this figure is I feel like the head is not in proportion to the body. And I know that a lot of times they do that to give the character more of an imposing, bulky look. But a couple things. First of all, Ryu is not supposed to be particularly tall, so he wouldn't have a tiny head. Um, so I think that they went a little bit too far with that. I think he'd look. In fact, in his other version, the Street Fighter II version that I'll show later, they increased the size of the head, and I think it looks quite a bit better. And I think the head might be a little bit larger here. I'm not sure. I think overall, this figure looks a lot better than the regular Ryu. I think the muscular sculpting is really exceptional. That's a good looking figure. Obviously, he looks kind of jacked, um, but I guess that's, yeah, even the biceps and the triceps look correct on this figure. So someone figured out how to do it. Actually, it looks the same here, but somebody got it right. The abdominals, the serratus, everything looks really good here. Um, yeah, so he's got some. You could see he's got some abdominal crunch. That's why there's the line going across there, and you get to see more of a lot more of the engineering here with the butterfly joint. Allow the shoulders to go forward and backward. It looks like a small thing, but actually I think it makes a. This is one of those areas where even though it may not increase the range significantly, I think it makes a big enough difference that I think it works. I like that, and he just looks really good in different poses. It's hard to duplicate muscular figures because obviously um, muscles look different depending upon whether they're flexed or whether they're not flexed, and so it's difficult to, when you have a character. Obviously, the bicep would compress, and when the arm is bent, and in reality would stretch out. But I think either way it looks pretty good. Sometimes the figures don't look that great, but this one really looks good, and that's why I decided to spring for the second one, even though I had the first one. So I have multiple Ryus. I didn't do that with. Well, I actually have a couple Ken also, by and large, I don't go out and start buying the different variants. And pretty much all the Storm Collectible Street Fighter figures have variants, and sometimes they have exclusives for like the San Diego Comic-Con and things like that. So, and it'll say San Diego Comic-Con or SDCC, but they're generally not higher priced. So I assume that they're maybe were released at the San Diego, but then they just went into full production. So I don't think it's that special. You can see his gi is even more, or the bottoms are even more ripped up. Here they're kind of frayed at the bottom quite a bit. Here they're really heavily damaged. You got the damage here, here. His toe is taped up. So he's been through quite a bit, clearly. I'm not sure what he did to his arm there. But maybe I'll have to research what the point of Hot Ryu is. I don't even know if he's officially called Hot Ryu, but that seems to be what the people are calling him, with the beard and the exposed chest.